Modern society is driven by social clout, and looks are the definitive factor. People are judged by how many subscribers they have, by how many fans they have. Luka Rocco Magnotta believed in it with all his little black heart, but it was Jun Lin who paid for it with his life. Everything was looking great for Lin. He was a young, 33-year-old international student from Wuhan, China. Lin had come to Canada to pursue his dreams about a year before. He entered Concordia University and was busy studying engineering and computer science, improving his English along the way. He also had a part-time job at a convenience store. Every day he texted and sent photos to his parents back in Wuhan. He was last seen on May 24th, 2012. At 9 p.m., Lin sent the final message from his cell phone and disappeared. When the young clerk didn't show up for work the next day, his boss got suspicious. On the 27th, Lin's friends entered his apartment, empty. 2 days later, he was reported missing. Going through Lin's files, the police happened upon Bareback Vibes, an adult film, a gay film featuring Luka Magnotta. Magnotta liked to call himself an adult movie star, a model, an escort. He was also known as Vladimir Romanov, Mattia del Santo, Kirk and Eric Newman. Was any of that real? Eric Clinton Kirk Newman was born in 1982. He was the first of 3 children. His parents were very young when Eric was born, and their financial situation was rickety at best. This family, from the head down, is very dysfunctional. The essence of this whole story is parenting, or the lack of it. Eric's aunt. Eric's father was diagnosed with schizophrenia. According to Eric and his siblings, their mother was obsessed with cleanliness and often punished her children for being filthy. She didn't want the bad influence of other kids to corrupt her children, so she had them homeschooled. Tormented by his father's condition and his mother's punishments, isolated from other children, Eric starts his descent into his own world. After his parents separated, Eric came to live with his grandmother, Phyllis, a person no less heinous. The grandmother is very controlling, and if you have a submissive personality, she will do what she wants. Eric's aunt. Eric started attending school. Craving attention, he claimed that he was named after Eric Roberts, a Hollywood actor and a brother of even more famous Julia Roberts. The claim was a fantasy because Julia and Eric's careers had not taken off when he was born. The only person he felt genuine affection for was his sister. He thought she was beautiful. Locking himself up in his room decorated with Marilyn Monroe and Ava Gardner posters, he began experimenting with makeup. In an attempt to stand out, Eric started chasing that ideal of beauty. He was changing his hairdo on a weekly basis and telling his classmates outlandish stories about himself. Students graced him with weird looks at best. Most of his classmates thought he was simply forgettable. Disappointed with reality, a shy person by nature, Eric kept more and more to himself. Popularity escaped him, and he got increasingly depressed. The depression gradually became inescapable. Trying to alleviate it, Eric turned to drugs. Allegedly, around 2002, Eric started dating Nina Arsenault, a performance artist, actress, and sex worker. Later, Nina recalled that Eric showered her with crazy tales about himself. The legends included him having a baby somewhere, having ties to the Russian mafia. Nina said that Eric was obsessed with getting famous. On top of that, he made disturbing comments about wanting to torture kittens. Fearing for his son's sanity, Donald Newman referred him to his own psychiatrist. After all, Eric claimed to be hearing voices and often talked about suicide. Faking schizophrenia symptoms, Eric tricks the psychiatrist to get medical prescriptions for otherwise unattainable substances. In 2003, Eric found a new way to stardom: adult movies. He appears in one called Bareback Vibes. Realizing that the sex industry might be a source of considerable income, he soon turned to exotic dancing and, finally, escort.
Yeah, I really do enjoy my work. I get to meet new people, and all the time, and you know, I'm a people person, and you know, it just worked out great for me, you know.
In 2004, Eric met a 21-year-old girl online. She had an intellectual disability and the mental capacity of someone aged 8 or 12. Using the girl's trust, Eric gained access to her credit cards and squandered thousands of dollars. At one point, he sexually assaulted the girl and videotaped it. Somehow, the case never went to court. The charges were dropped. Eric's lawyer, Peter Scully, was thoroughly surprised by the decision.
So the decision not to pursue those charges changed his life immeasurably.
Immeasurably, with huge ramifications to our society eventually.
Indeed, Eric must have felt invincible, an evil mastermind in the making. In 2005, he applied for a credit card using a fake ID and dressed as a woman. At first, it worked. The bank officials swallowed the lie. Eric squandered more than $10,000 US, but was caught again. He got it relatively easy, just a 9-month conditional sentence. He continued appearing in low-level adult films. In an interview for LGBTQ+ bi-weekly Fab magazine, he appeared as Jimmy on a Fab Boy page, no less. In the interview, he weaved new stories about himself. He claimed he was born in Russia and was a 22-year-old soccer fan who dreamt of becoming a vice or homicide detective. The following year, he decided he'd had enough of himself. It was time for a complete makeover. A new identity called for a new legal name. Out goes Eric Newman. Say hello to Luka Rocco Magnotta. Luka for his love of Russia. Rocco for Rocco Siffredi, an Italian adult movie actor. Magnotta for a Canadian winery. Growing up, Eric was fascinated by the mysterious name on the billboard near his house. In 2006, Mr. Magnotta pompously filed for bankruptcy. He was fully discharged the same year. He starts auditioning for TV shows, one of them being a reality series cover guy.
Hi, my name is Luka. Magnotta is my last name, Magnotta.
He was rejected. In another attention-seeking fit, Magnotta creates 70 accounts and 20 websites, both for himself and his non-existing fans. He posts only to hit like and comment from another profile. Luka is the Prince of Canada. He's a god here. Anonymous fan. Sometime along the way, Magnotta got fascinated with serial killers. People love them, he must have thought. Like some of them even got girlfriends while on death row. Using his extensive internet presence, Magnotta started spreading the rumor that he had been dating none other than Karla Homolka, a high-profile convicted murderer from Canada. Lots of doctored images surface, depicting Magnotta and Homolka as a couple. In one of those photos, we see not Homolka, but Anna Yurkin, Magnotta's mother. Probably, fearing for his safety, Magnotta was fast to debunk the rumor in an interview with the Toronto Sun.
I'm about to have a nervous breakdown here. My reputation is completely ruined. I just want everybody to set the record straight that me and her have absolutely no connection.
He had to get famous fast. Growing increasingly desperate, Magnotta undergoes plastic surgery. In February 2008, Magnotta went to another audition. It was a television show Plastic Makes Perfect.
I've had my nose done. I've had 2 hair transplants, like I said before. And I'm planning on doing muscle implants in my pecs and my arms, so.
Another rejection. Magnotta was devastated. In his desperation, he turned to the last resort: violence. In 2010, a video was uploaded to YouTube. It featured a man first petting and then killing helpless kittens using a plastic bag and a vacuum cleaner. The sadistic nature of the video caught the attention of Ryan Boyle, a former US soldier. Ryan created a Facebook group and launched a war on the sadist. Just overnight, he was joined by 4,000 people online. Dubbed Vacuum Kitten Killer, the unknown man was clearly taunting his pursuers. The video was cynically titled "One Boy, Two Kittens," an homage to a notorious shock video, Two Girls, One Cup. There's a reason to believe he started hyping the video himself and, at one point, might have tipped off the activists by posting this photo and sending the activists this anonymous letter. The name of the kitten vacuumer you're looking for is Luka Magnotta. He was born in Russia, lives in Los Angeles, and has lived in several different countries. The apartment in the video is located in West Hollywood. Hope this helps. Despite the extensive research work Ryan and other animal activists were doing, the Canadian police were slow to take action. In November and December of 2011, the vacuum kitten killer struck again. This time, he used another method. One cat was fed live to a python. The other was drowned. The videos were hyped in advance and made with just one purpose: to draw attention to Luka Rocco Magnotta. The activists caught wind that Magnotta was staying in London. Just days before, The Sun, a British tabloid, published an online article titled, "Catch the Sicko Who Fed a Kitten to a Python." Magnotta himself called the office of the tabloid. Alex West, a journalist for The Sun, confronted Magnotta outside his dingy hotel room. Despite Magnotta having all the answers ready, he quickly crumbled under West's relentless interrogation.
I spent 20 minutes at the door talking to him about these allegations. Throughout, he seemed to change his argument.
Obviously, the interview didn't go according to Magnotta's plan. Furious, Magnotta sent The Sun an anonymous email. It's fun watching people work so hard gathering all the evidence and then not being able to name me or catch me. You see, I always win. I always hold the trump card, and I will continue to make more movies. Next time you hear from me, it will be in a movie I am producing that will have some humans in it, not just pussies. Obsessed with serial killers, both real and fictional, Magnotta latches onto the ones most glamorous, the ones from movies. Namely, Patrick Bateman from American Psycho and Catherine Trammell from Basic Instinct. Both were smart, megalomaniacal, and both went unpunished. Magnotta was particularly fond of Catherine Trammell.
There's no smoking in this building, Miss Trammell.
What are you going to do? Charge me with smoking?
Was it because she reminded him of Karla Homolka? Or maybe himself? Magnotta began promoting his next video. An image was posted online. It was captioned, "One lunatic, one ice pick video." The following comments started surfacing on various discussion boards. Where can I watch the "One lunatic, one ice pick" video? I've been trying to find it for weeks. I'm just curious to know what you guys think about people who film their crimes. The video didn't even exist at the time. Magnotta invited an unidentified young man to his apartment. He drugged him. He tied him up. He undressed him. He filmed it all. Nobody knows why, but the man went unharmed. Footage from the surveillance camera showed him leaving Magnotta's apartment. To this day, his identity is unknown. The next guest of Magnotta wasn't that lucky. His name was Jun Lin. At first, Jun Lin was getting the same treatment, but then Magnotta produced a screwdriver. It was hand-painted in silver and made to look like an ice pick. All the while, New Order's True Faith was playing in the background, the same song that played during the opening credits of American Psycho. The resulting footage looked pretty similar to the murders in Basic Instinct, with a few notable additions: dismemberment, necrophilia, and suggested cannibalism. It's shocking to see the surveillance footage of Magnotta on the night of the murder. At one point, he stopped to admire himself in the mirror in the lobby of his apartment complex. He also ordered a pizza. The Two Girls One Cup video taught Magnotta that shock material made great conversation material, and he craved to be talked about. He was the new killer star. He was a male version of Catherine Trammell, only he wasn't. Magnotta mailed Jun Lin's body parts to the headquarters of the Conservative Party of Canada, the Liberal Party, and 2 schools. Sloppily and hastily, he disposed of the rest of the body and fled the country. First, he flew to Paris. He checked into a hotel using a fake passport with the name Kirk Trammell. He spent a few days there before taking a Eurolines bus to Berlin, Germany. While on the run, he kept uploading videos.
What's up, and hi to all my fans.
When in Berlin, Magnotta went to Spotkopf, an internet cafe. By that time, he was in the news. Magnotta wanted to soak it all in. Also, he had new videos to upload. By that time, there was a massive audience for it. He was a star now. He logged in as Catherine Trammell. Kadir Anlaisi, the clerk working at the cafe, was following the news too. He alerted the police right away. On June 4th, 2012, Luka Magnotta was arrested and flown back to Canada. He wasn't his dream self after all. The evidence against Magnotta was overwhelming, to the extent that one of his lawyers resigned due to a conflict of interest. The defense tried appealing to their client being schizophrenic, but even that proved to be a lie, concocted by none other than Magnotta himself. No diminished responsibility for the Trammell wannabe. Magnotta was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, and histrionic personality disorder. While the first two are pretty self-explanatory, it's worth noting that histrionic personality disorder is characterized by a pattern of excessive, attention-seeking behaviors. Magnotta to a fault. Attention was like a drug to him, the drug that pushed him to the limits of human morals and beyond. The very one that cost Jun Lin his life.
I certainly would not say he was a natural-born killer. I've heard he's laughed with me, we've laughed together, he's cried. I would not think that this was something that he was born to do.
Seeing that his chances to escape justice were rapidly fading, Magnotta collapsed at the hearing. He was given a life sentence with no possibility of parole for 25 years. On top of that, he was sentenced to 19 years for distributing obscene materials, using the Postal Service to distribute obscene materials, and criminal harassment. If you don't like the reflection, don't look in the mirror. I don't care. That was the message Magnotta left in his blood-soaked apartment where he killed Jun Lin. The reflection finally caught up with him in court. He was no Catherine Trammell after all.